So the first part of 4.7, the quadratic formula deals with the discriminant. And the discriminant is just a concept and idea to help us know how many solutions there are. With 4.8, we learned that a quadratic can potentially have 0 real solutions. So we know that a quadratic is something raised to the second power, and then the graph of it forms a parabola. And we're looking to see how many times that the solutions are where the graph crosses the x-axis. So it's possible for us to have 2 solutions, 1 solution, or no solutions. So the discriminant allows us to, when given a quadratic in standard form, to use this formula, and the number that we get from this tells us whether it's going to cross the x-axis twice. That would be 2 real solutions. If it crosses or touches the x-axis once, that's when the vertex would be on the x-axis, and that would be 1 real solution. Or if the parabola never touches the x-axis, that would be 0 real solutions or 2 imaginary solutions. So first thing is we're just going to use this formula, b squared minus 4ac. Again, where am I getting the b, the a, and the c from? When the quadratic is written in standard form, which means it has to be set equal to 0. The a would get plugged in for this number, the b would get plugged in here for this squared, and the c would get plugged in here. And then you just find the number. Just make sure that you follow PEMDAS and get the answer correct, okay? Anytime I square something in a calculator, I generally try to put it into parentheses. So again, here's kind of the picture of it. If b squared minus 4ac is greater than 0, this means that it is positive. So if when I do the problem, I get a positive number here, that means there's 2 real solutions. If when I get the answer to be 0, when it equals 0, that means there's 1 real solution. And if it's negative, that means that there are no real solutions, which means you have a parabola. You just aren't going to see it cross the x-axis anywhere. Okay, so I've got an example over here that says, what is the number of real solutions? Okay, so this example right here. First of all, I'm just going to do this very slowly. What would A equal here? It's -2. What would my B equal here? It's -3. And C is equal to +5. Make sure you take the signs with each coefficient. So now I'm going to plug it into the formula, b squared minus 4ac. Okay, so it'd be a -3 squared minus 4 times a times c, which is 5. Okay, and then literally you just punch this into the calculator. So let me put my calculator up here. No. Just to make sure we're doing this right and punch it in the calculator. And again, you can use Desmos here. That would also work 100%. So I'm going to plug this in, and it's going to give me a parentheses -3. I'm going to square it, minus 4, parentheses, -2, parentheses, negative or +5. And again, I always just put both of these, everything in parentheses, and it gives me a +49. Okay, so the discriminant for this problem would be 49. And what does that tell me? Because it's positive, there are 2 real solutions. Okay, so again, we're going to be given a few problems like this on Delta Math. The first ones are multiple choice. When you're doing this problem, again, it's important, and you don't need to label this, but I am just to show you. A is 3, B is -3. Look, because it's a minus sign, and then C here is 1. So again, plugging it into the formula, it'd be b squared minus 4 times A, which is 3, times C, which is 1. Okay, plug that in. -3 squared minus 4, parentheses 3, parentheses 1. Just make sure you press the buttons correctly. That gives me a -3. So in this answer, all it wants you to do is give you the multiple choice. What does that mean? That means there's 2 imaginary solutions. The graph won't cross the x-axis. And then you're going to have a couple that get a little bit harder, because here you have to set it equal to 0 first. Okay, so this says -5x squared minus 29x plus 40. equals x. So I'm going to, first of all, set this equal to 0. Okay. Now, what does A equal? -5. What does B equal? -30. And C is equal to a +40. So again, just plugging it in, B squared, same formula, -30 squared minus 4 times A, which is -5, times C, which is 40. And just plug it into the calculator. Okay, -30 squared. It's important that you put this first B in parentheses because we're squaring it. That will always give you a positive number. So the discriminant for this is 1700. And if the answer asked you how many solutions there are, you would say 2 real solutions because it's equal to a positive. Okay, so you're going to have a few problems that look like that on Delta Math.